I've never found a love like this. There it is. I've never found a love like this.
Alfie wants to shut his fucking noise, mate, every time he does that. Otherwise, he won't come on here again, little bastard. You know what I mean? Anyway, welcome back to E20 Zone TV. We're going to end up killing each other tonight by the sounds of it, but it is what it is. To my right is Mitchell. Bottom left is Lucas, all the way from the US of A. And bottom right is the singer, Alfie, a.k.a. Westhamonline. All right, let's get into it, lads.
Alfie John.
Yeah, fucking Alfie Jones, mate. What do you mean? Twat. Moving on. Let's get this done. Fabianski. Mitch, you was there yesterday. Talk to me about that first goal, mate. I think it's a fucking howler.
Fabianski, I've been saying for a while now, he should not be consistently our number one keeper. He has games where he's really solid, looks really comfortable. You know, his catching ability is still good, but then yesterday just looked an absolute mess, in my opinion. Even his catching, he wasn't as comfortable as he usually is, and he come for his line. It was so poor. Yeah, to be fair, I could have given him a 4 really, but I'm gonna give him a 5. But Aviola he's got to be starting at some point. Aviola's done nothing wrong. I don't really get why Aviola's not starting consistently. You know, he stands to Moyes, obviously, so.
Yeah. Do you know what? I'm going to make my rating pretty short and sweet. I'm giving him a 5 also. I think that error's massive for the game. We're 1-0 up. Why is he coming out that far, like, when the ball is going nowhere? He stays. There's no need for it, and he just comes out, rush of blood to the head. 5 out of 10 for me. Westhamonline.
I didn't think he was good even before the goal. Me and Mitch were sort of saying to each other, Fab's handling's usually a lot better than this. The one thing I can't fault him on is his handling this season's been brilliant, but yesterday he was sort of just dropping balls. There was one where someone like ran into him and he dropped it again. He just seemed a bit off yesterday, and the goal wasn't all his fault, but he didn't cover himself in glory. He shouldn't have come out. He shouldn't have got nutmegged. And, yeah, he didn't have a great game overall. So I was going to give him a 5, but I'm going to give him a 4.
Good man.
Fair enough.
I'll tell you what, this season he's looked slow, though. He still looks very slow. Even though he's been all right, he's still looking very slow. He's slow off the line. He's still slow in distributing the ball. Still slow in distributing the ball. Fucking hell. Yeah. Ago's got to start.
Yeah. Lucas, Fabianski, mate.
Short, sweet, 5. Goal he let in was really bad. But besides that, I thought he was okay. Yeah, but I'm in agreement with Mitch. I've been wanting to see Areola start since the beginning of the season, but Fabianski's been doing that thing where we have a keeper that we think is better, and then he goes on like a really solid streak of like, you know what, maybe he's got to keep playing. But it just keeps happening over and over again. Like, if we want to break the cycle, something has to change now. But it won't.
Yeah.
So Fabianski 5, get Areola in, please.
Yes. Please. Moving on to this man, Kafal. I'm going to go first in this one. I thought first half he was shit. I ain't gonna lie. I thought second half he sort of got a bit better, but not great. I don't know what to make him. I'm gonna give him a 5. Standard performance again from him. I didn't rate him at all in the first half. I thought the amount of times he got turned and like out of position and everything. 5 out of 10. Mitch.
The bloke has now overtaken Souček somehow as the biggest liability in the first team in a minute. This bloke, I saw massive flaws in his game anyway, and I've always said his mental game is not right. And again, it showed again yesterday. He loves hooping the ball up for no fucking reason. If you had a camera on me the whole game yesterday, every time Souček was on the ball, you would see me lose my shit because he did nothing good with the ball whatsoever. And unfortunately, that is becoming an occurrence every single week now with so far. Defensively, he's bang average. Going forward, he's turned from 2 seasons ago to one of the best bombing right backs in the league, but decent cross into the box, to now arguably one of the worst in the league, if not the worst at this current moment. He's getting older. He's not really going to improve. He's getting slower and slower. Should not be in the first team anymore, in my opinion. Absolute massive liability. His head is fucked. Get him out of the team. Poor. Really poor. Slightly improved in the second half, but I don't give a shit 'cause it still wasn't good enough.
Westhamonline.
I like the point you made, James, about that he improved in the second half, because I think it's been a theme in Tufal's game this season. Spurs last game, he was terrible first half. Actually very good in the second half against Spurs, which was surprising. Forest, we saw the same. Villa, he improved in the second half. So I think he takes a while to grow into games. That being said, he wasn't very good. He made one really good recovery tackle in the first half, right near me, where they broke into the box, and he made a good late challenge. But his passing was poor. I think he had 61% pass accuracy. He keeps hoofing it down the line when no one's there.
Would you say pass accuracy was?
61%.
It was, yeah.
So, yeah, he weren't the best yesterday, and he hasn't been the best all season, bar the second half against Spurs. So, I think he wasn't abysmal, but he weren't good. I'm going to give him a 5.
Yeah. Before I get to Lucas, anyone who's saying about Moyes in the chat, we will get to Moyes later on. You know how this show works. Players first, Moyes last. So, yeah. And it's going to be an interesting debate on Moyes tonight. I can sense it. Lucas, Kafel.
Going forward, and his passing was not good at all, especially in the first half. His defending overall was okay. 3 interceptions, 7 ball recoveries. I mean, but still, it wasn't that great. I'd have to probably give him a 5. Because I give him a 5 solely because his second half was a lot better than his first, but still, when you put it all together, not a very inspiring match.
Yeah, I'm with you, mate.
Adam,
moving
I
on.
would interview Ben Rama if I could choose one player.
Fair enough. I didn't start that comment, but yeah. Next player up, Kara. Westhamonline. I'm going to start off with you and work your way back to me. So, Kara, mate.
Kera, he played well for most of the game, and he was decent on the ball. I think a few people have overhyped his performance a bit. First goal, we can blame Fab, but originally, Kera should be winning that header. He mistimed the header, and that was part of the goal. It weren't all his fault, but he did mistime the header. I don't actually think he's the best in the air. That's the one thing I've noticed about Kera. But on the ball and in terms of his defensive ability on the ground, he's quite good. He played well for most of the game, but yeah, he was a bit at fault for the first goal. I'm going to be a little bit harsh. I'm going to give him a 6.
Okay, so that's...
Lucas?
Alfie, what did you give him?
6.
6.
I mean, that's what I was going to give him. I don't think that's really that harsh. His passing is good as advertised, 81%. The first goal, he could have done better. Done better in the air and to recover a little bit, but really, that it is Fab's fault for letting that ridiculous angle of a ball go in, especially between the wickets. But yeah, I'd have to agree with Alfie. Aerially is not the best, but I don't think that's what we got him for. But yeah, I'd probably give him a 6. I think a 6 is fair. 7, I don't think he justified a 7. Only if we got a clean sheet somehow, 1-0. But I'm gonna give him a 6.
Mitchell.
6. I'm not going to repeat what you all said. Yeah, 6.
I'm going to give him a high 6. Yeah, I thought first half he was excellent. I thought he'd done a job on Sterling. I think everyone's forgetting that at the first half. He sort of every time the ball came into Sterling, he was the first one to intercept Sterling. Second half, I don't agree with what Alfie said about the header. I really don't. I think it's more Fab than it is him. Why is Fab coming out that way? Why he shouldn't have to. If Fab stays on his line, the goal don't get scored, in my opinion. So, yeah, a high 6 for me for Kira. Passing's good, awareness is good, positioning's good. He's very good. A high 6 out of 10 for me.
Fucking hell.
Right. Let me go to
Thank you
this
very
man
much, Daya.
before.
Thank you.
Let me go to this man
I can't
before I
read the
thank Daya.
chat, so I don't know what's being said. But
Daya, thank you very much, mate. Much
super
appreciated.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to put a super chat
thank
in?
you, Dad.
More than welcome.
Thank you very
Right.
much.
Zuma, Alfie.
Very good. Very good. It's
I
great to
agree.
see because he did go for a bit of a rough patch of form, especially after the Brighton game. I was getting a bit fed up with him. But last 2 games, he's been fantastic. Defensively, brilliant. In the air, brilliant. He commanded the box well. We won all the corner headers as well. And they had a lot of corners. Very, very good. I'm going to give him... I'm going to give him... do I give him a 7 or an 8? It was a very, very good performance from him. I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to be kind. I don't think he could have done a lot more, to be honest. I thought he was excellent yesterday. So, 8, yeah.
I'm going to go next. Totally agree with everything that you said, Alfie. 8 out of 10 for me. I thought that's the best game he's played in West Ham shirt this season by a country mile. I thought he was brilliant in the air, on the ground. He made one little error for Broja. When Broja comes in and he sort of lets the ball go and lets Broja come in, and then Fab and Broja collide. Other than that, I thought he was flawless. He really, really was. 8 out of 10 for me. Quick rating. Mitch.
Tough one. I'm thinking 7 or 8. In all fairness, he probably was my man of the match. So
yeah, he's definitely my man
I
of the
will
match.
give him an
Definitely.
8. I think it's very good. It's a low 8 though.
Excuse me.
I was impressed with him. You know, the first 3 games of the season, I was really unimpressed with him. I came on here, I said you've got to keep an eye on Zuma. It doesn't look right at the moment. Though it's mentally, he wasn't getting stuck in challenges as much, not putting himself about, wasn't switched on. But game since Brighton, game by game, he's been slowly improving, which is great to see. So I was worried that it would get to a stage where he would be dropped for Bonner or a Gerd when he comes back. But at the moment, he's looking solid, and Kerr and Zuma is looking to be a very good partnership, in my opinion, at the moment. Both complement each other's weaknesses and benefits. So, yeah I think good from Zuma. 8 for me.
Lucas.
This was a tough one for me because I originally was going to go a strong 7, and then I realized we only had 3 corners in the whole match, so he really couldn't have tried to make more of an impact than he already did. Because he had an impressive game. Again, the way he clears the ball is just like just gargantuan. The guy just clears everything, and with emphasis. Right here, 12 clearances, 5 headed, an interception, 3 recoveries. If we had a bit more corners, I'd feel more comfortable giving him an 8. I'm still probably going to give him just an 8 because his defending was that good. And I do feel like if we maybe had 5 or 6 corners instead of 3, he could have probably made more of an impact in the air. He probably could have nabbed us a goal because he is good in the air. Strong 7 or 8. I will probably go with the house and say 8 because he was really good and probably was our best player.
Fair enough, Lucas.
For the money.
Fair enough, mate. Moving on to this man, Emerson. I'm going to go first on this one. I like this kid already. Like his directness going down that left-hand side. I thought he was decent yesterday. Made a couple of silly little errors, like giving away fouls and things. But for the attacking threat, I think he's excellent. I think he's exactly what we need. He gets to the byline, which I don't ever see Cresswell do. I thought he was decent yesterday. I really did. What do I give him? Do I give him a high 6 or a 7? I'm going to give him a 7 because it's his first start in the West Ham shirt in the Prem, and I thought he done pretty well. If I'm being honest, I like him. I think he gives us more in the left back position, going forward and beating people and getting to the byline and whipping crosses in than Crest does. Even though Crest is decent, 7 out of 10 for me. Mitch,
You know what? No, he wasn't our second best player. That was another player. But yeah, comfortably probably our third best player in my opinion. I thought solid defensively. I thought much more threatening than Cresswell going forward. In terms of progressing the ball through the pitch, picking up and running with it, something Cresswell hasn't been able to do for a few seasons now. Yeah, you know, I didn't think Emerson was the greatest of signings, but so far he's done all right. He's looked solid. I don't think games which are a bit more open, he can cause a bit more damage down left hand side. With him linking up with Paqueta and Rice. So, and hopefully Ben Rama down that left hand side because Fornals should just be Fornals down that side. But yeah, impressed with him. For me, better than Cresswell should definitely be our starting left back for now on. 7.
Westhamonline.
He impressed me. He did. I wasn't too pleased when we signed him because I've not heard great things overall about him. But then a few Leon fans are actually saying he done quite well last year, so I was open-minded. So far, I think he's actually looked pretty good. Definitely better than Marcus Alonso, so I can't understand why he won't get a game at Chelsea, but whatever. Yeah, he looked really good. He contested duels well. He got stuck in. He provided energy on the left-hand side. He defended well. Chelsea didn't target him. I think they targeted the right-hand side of our defence more. And to be fair, they've got Reece James on that right-hand side. And I thought he was kept quite quiet for most of the game by Emerson and Fornals. So I thought he was very good defensively. And I thought he done well going forward as well. So I'm going to give him a 7.
Lucas.
I'm going to give him a 6, but a high 6, just because I don't think he impacted the game enough for me to give him a 7, but I do like the look of him. I love the way he kind of is almost in the same like-minded state as Paqueta. He looks forward. He wants to play the ball forward, and he's got a very good touch. Very good touch. And he likes to play like little 1-2 passes up the pitch like Paqueta as well, which is beautiful. Defensively, very quiet because I really don't think they went down his side a bunch during the match, really.
When they did, they didn't trouble him.
And he did very good in the air, like Alfie said. 3 out of 4 aerial duels won. But again, for me, yeah, that came out a little weird, the accent. But like I said, defensively, didn't have much to do in my opinion. He did have one beautiful run from about 25, 30 yards outside the box. He had a nice little run, got to the byline, and put in a really shitty cross. But the run was very inspiring. It was adventurous, something that Cresswell never really has done nor will do going forward. So that does give us another aspect at left back. Me personally, I would continue to start him going forward. So, but for this match, I'd give him a high 6. High 6.
High 6. We've not have a debate about that.
And I did not rate that little I don't even know what you want to call it. The ball got cleared towards him, and he was in the middle of the pitch. He jumped up and took a very flary touch that backfired and went into the middle of the pitch and caused a counterattack. Did not rate that at all. That's not what I want to see, but I like the looks of him. High 6.
No worries, mate. Declan Rice is next on the list. Alfie, start off with you. Declan.
Well, the thing you can always tell with Rice is when he has the ball, he just knows how to keep it. People really struggle getting it off him. And even when he's not playing well, you can tell the difference between him and the rest of West Ham players. I thought he done all right for what he could do. He didn't have a lot of the ball. And when he had it, I thought he done well. He drove forward well. He got an assist. And I thought he done well defensively as well. Yeah, he done pretty good yesterday with everything that he could do. So I'm going to give him a 7.
7 out of 10 for you. Mitch.
Yeah. I think Alfie covered everything I was going to say. So yeah, I'll give him a low 7.
Lucas.
Yeah, Alfie's bang on. Standard Declan Rice 7. I mean, this is what I expect from him every week. This is what we all expect. This is just the Declan Rice I love watching. Controlled the match. Good with the ball at his feet. Rarely makes the wrong decision. Sometimes he makes bad decisions, but I would say not wrong. I think it's a bit different. But yeah, standard Declan Rice 7. He was good yesterday.
Yeah. For last from me, 7. I thought he was decent. I thought in the first half he marshalled the troops well. Second half, he's I feel gutted for him, really. Do you know what I mean? Because he should have got, him and the team should have got something out of the game, and we just didn't. So yeah, 7 out of 10.
We all know how much that match means to him. So for what happened to have happened is just gutting.
Oh mate, we will get to that. Next up, Thomas Souček. Mitch, start off with you, mate. Take it away.
Thomas Souček impressed me in recent weeks. Yeah, he's done much better than I thought he would have done. He started off the season as per usual, really poor.
There, Mitch. Go on, carry on.
No, I tell you what, the only way I said he's got to play, I said that I've always said when he runs into the box and just makes stupid fucking runs into the box and just sits there, it just limits us to a play style where we can just sit. Because we've got one less man in midfield and one extra up front.
Yeah.
We can literally only play down the wings, so we were just crossing balls in all the time. And because our crossing is so bad, it never reaches Souček anyway. So there's no point of him being in the box, and it leaves us a man short in midfield. Which is why I've always said Souček just does not suit us at all. Plus, when he's on the ball, he's been really poor. However, in the last 2 games, 2 or 3, he's been much more comfortable on the ball, quicker at moving it forward as well, less sideways and backwards, and actually more passing forward, which has surprised me. And he's been more combative in midfield, which I've loved to see. And he's been sitting deeper, which is what he's got to do. And then occasionally make the late runs into the box. Late runs, not sit in the box. Late runs, which is what he should be doing, if at all, which he did against Spurs. And this is the only way you're going to get an all-right Souček, which he's been doing well recently. However, this is the maximum potential you can get from Souček. He's doing well at the minute, and that's good, but he's got to maintain his levels to stay in the team. For me, I'll give him a 7. I thought he was good yesterday. And hopefully, if he does keep starting, which, seems to be the thing at the minute, then hopefully he can maintain his levels, because I've been impressed. So, yeah, 7 for me.
I'm with you. 7 out of 10. I'm going to give him a higher 7. I think he was all right yesterday. I think he got about the pitch. He got stuck in. He was pretty good yesterday. So, high 7 for me. Lucas.
Yeah, easy 7. He's been looking like a brand new Souček. I'm not going to say the Souček from his first season here, because really, when you think about it, he was a bit paper over the cracks because he did score 10 goals as a defensive midfielder. You can cover up a lot of your game when you're scoring at a clip like that when in that position. But he is looking a lot better. His touches have looked a hell of a lot better. He's playing first-time progressive passes off half volleys, which my jaw was dropping when I saw that. And defensively, he's been solid. We all know he's decent in the air. And like Mitch said, when he's making late runs instead of just camping in the box trying to poach a goal, that it's a lot better for not only him but our team as well. And because we are at our best when we find that beautiful mix when Declan goes forward, Souček is back. When Souček's forward, Declan's back. It's fucking terrible when they both get forward or they both stay back. It's just never going to work. But Thomas Souček the past 2 weeks has been brilliant in my eyes. So I'm going to give him a strong 7.
Westhamonline.
Souček is limited, but I think the current formation we're playing.
I forgot to mention that as well. He looks so much better. I know we're playing a 4-2-3-1, and sorry to cut you off, Alfie. I know we're playing in a 4-2-3-1, but we do sometimes look like we're playing in a 4-3-3. And with the quality of Paqueta, I really think that can only help Souček. And I've said before, I think Souček looks a lot better in a midfield 3 than just Declan Rice's partner.
However, for the best of Paqueta, I still don't think Souček being the first team is
I
the
agree.
best idea.
I agree with that.
The best way you would get the best out of Paqueta is with a player replacing Souček that is more comfortable with the ball and picking up.
But for Souček, this is what's best for him.
Mate, 100%.
Yeah.
100. I agree. But for the team and us going forward, I
can agree with that.
personally.
Yeah,
Alfie, give me your rating for him, mate.
I think he done very well. I thought he was good in the air, challenged well for the second goal as well. Much improved defensively, much improved on the ball. This 4-back, 3-back hybrid that we're playing suits him a lot. 7.
7 out of 10 for Alfie. Moving on. This man, Pablo Fornals. Mitch, you take it away first.
Was alright yesterday. Nothing special. His work rate again was good. Link-up play was decent. Offered no threat in the final third. 6. He was alright.
I'll go next. Everything what Mitchell just said, 6 out of 10. I think he worked hard, got stuck in, passed the ball okay-ish yesterday, I'd say. Like he went to a left wing back at one stage, which we get on some ways later on. But there were certain things I didn't like with that. But yeah, 6 out of 10 for me. Lucas.
Yeah, everything you guys just said, I would go 6. Just because I don't think he had enough moments. I don't think that's necessarily his fault or anyone else's fault. Just sometimes you get too stuck in the game. You're not really thinking about trying to like make a play. You're just kind of in the rhythm of everything, making sure you're following the tactics, whatever Moyes wants you to do. Work rate, we all know the work rate will always be there until he leaves, until he retires probably. But thought he was decent yesterday. I'd give him a strong 6, just because, like I said, I don't think he created enough moments for me to give him a 7. But a strong 6 is always.
His production in the final third does need to improve. If that's one thing he needs to improve on. His final ball is just it's when he does try and play it, is ridiculously inconsistent, and his shooting is just it's one of the worst in the squad. So
yeah, Alfie,
love it, Pablo. Thought first half he helped out Emerson a lot defensively, which I think went under the radar a bit and was a big reason as to why Reece James didn't offer a lot of threat. I think Chelsea saw Fornals on the team sheet and thought, let's not bother going down the right because he's that good. Brilliant. Love it. I do agree with some of Lucas's comments regarding how involved he actually was. So I don't know how high I can give him. But at the same time, there were some moments in the second half where he linked up really, really well with Paqueta, and they both were on the same wavelength. And those were probably our most promising moments of the game, really. So I personally like this hybrid where he plays wing-back as well. I think he's really good there. He's good everywhere, Pablo. But yeah, 7.
Okay, fair enough. Moving on to this man. Mitch, start off with you. Paqueta. Debut.
Again, didn't get involved in the game enough purely because the system we played doesn't suit, in my opinion. And not just that, I think the personnel, playing players that suit foul in the team, players that lack a lot of pace, like Fornals, does limit Cornet because when players aren't making runs above, in front of him and on the inside, because Fornals can't do that, and Bowen is just he's hugging the fucking touchline every game at the minute and making these shitty runs. So it's hard for Paqueta because he's very isolated and it's very hard to show what he could do. Trudge is right. He did show flashes of quality. There's no doubt. I 100% know that he's a fantastic player in there, and he's one of the best players in the squad. And for me, we do need to adapt the system we play now to suit him. And yeah, we do need to tinker here and there with personnel and tactics to suit his needs. But again, didn't do enough today. Yesterday. So I give him a 6.
I'll go next. I thought he was one of our brightest players, if I'm being honest. I think his engine on the geezer is fucking unreal.
It's superb.
Running around, like tackling, passing, like he just looks a class above of what we've got.
It doesn't look like that new signing, new club like energy. It looks like him.
Yeah, he looks the real deal. I'm going to give him a high 6, just not a 7 for me. Yeah, I think it becomes a 7 if we get something out of the game. But for me, I thought he looks the real deal, mate. I do agree with what Mitch said about the system. I think like he needs to really play as a 10. Like, do you know what I mean? Not as like a 4-3-3, but as a 10 in like a 4-2-3-1 or something, or a 4-3-1-2. But yeah, listen, I thought he was decent. He looks the real deal.
He played a really tidy through ball actually in the second half of the game, where Fornals was making a run, but because Fornals is ridiculously slow, Thiago Silva just outpaced him and just passed it back to the keeper.
We will get to that. Alfie.
I thought he done well. I have noticed something, and I've agreed with everyone for most of the things on here, but I do find it quite funny on social media where I see people praising Paqueta for his work ethic, but when it's Fornals, it doesn't count, and he's only playing for his work ethic. But whatever. I thought he done well. I thought he didn't really get a lot of the ball, obviously, because we hardly have it.
But let me ask you this, though, Alfie. I've just heard what you said there. I like the little cheeky dig on Fornals because we all know you like Fornals. But when I look at Paqueta and I look at Fornals, who's going to give you a more chance of a goal out of the two?
Paqueta.
Well,
Fornals' main attribute is his work rate. That's why, Alfie. Whereas
I don't mean it overall. I mean in terms of yesterday's game, everyone's going on about. So I just found that quite interesting. But yeah,
it's because it's a new signing as well, Alfie. You've got to remember that he's a new signing. People excited.
Yeah,
that's why.
Yeah, I thought he done well. Linked up well. I do disagree with one thing Mitch said. I agree where some of the players you said he didn't link up well with because of the players such as Bowen. But as for Fornals, I think Paqueta looked like he was loving playing with him.
I didn't say that. I said it links up play with players well, but the system we play, the system which suits Paqueta more, is tight 1-2s and then passing the balls through the channels. And players making inside runs off him. Just like with Skamaka, I've said. And, we don't do that. Our wingers stay so wide.
No. Give me a rating, Alfie.
Not quite as good as Fornals, but I'll give him a 6.
6 out of 10. Lucas.
For me, it's a solid 6, just because he really didn't get a lot of the ball with the way we were playing. But I think I'm going to make a very good point here on what we should do going forward with him. He comes to not only possession but on the counterattack. He needs to be our main outlet because he's the best passer on the pitch. He's probably the most skillful by far. And he just knows how to make things happen. I think we should be looking to counterattack almost like how Frankfurt did against us last season, where they know exactly what to do when they win that ball back. They're going to get it to Kostic or Kamada. And one of those two are going to make the right decision nine times out of 10. And that's what I think we need to do with Paqueta. Get him the ball, let him work his magic, reap the benefits. And I still don't know where he would work best. I don't think he's a number 10 because I think he's so much better than just a number 10. I think he's a brilliant 8.
Yeah, we need him in the build up.
Yeah. So for me, like I said, I would like to see us move forward with a counterattack strategy and in possession with Paqueta just getting the ball and letting him do his magic. So
he'd be great sitting defensively as a 3.
What you rating him, Lucas?
Easy 6, and I can't rave enough about how hard he worked and how his engine was. Like I said, Fornals for me has the best engine and work rate in the team, and I think Paqueta was like almost right there with him yesterday, and I was very impressed. Very impressed.
Fair enough. That's everyone. Moving on to this man, Jared Bowen. Alfie, start off with you. Should Jared Bowen be dropped to the next game?
Well, It's very hard because we've got a game Thursday as well, so it depends.
Well,
how
forget
that pans
Thursday. Next Sunday, Newcastle, LS. Should Bowen start?
out. I would start him. Should he start? Does he deserve to start? Does he deserve to start?
Yeah,
No.
but
He
Alfie,
doesn't
how long
deserve to start.
do you persist with him before it becomes a problem?
Good
It's become a
question.
problem already.
Yeah.
Good question. It's already become a problem, I agree, but I love Bowen. I'm going to be incredibly biased. Start him.
All right. What do
At
you rate
least
him
you've
yesterday, mate?
at least you've admitted it. To be fair,
Yeah. What do you rate him yesterday?
I thought he was terrible.
Performance?
He was awful. His positioning was shocking. When he got the ball, he took a shot from 30 yards when he had options to his right. Accidentally fouled Mendy, but sorry, had to bring it up.
Right.
That was a good run he made there. That's the one thing I'll say. Maybe
He
one
kept,
or two good runs.
he kept Cucurella quiet, though, didn't he? On the left-hand side.
Yeah, he done all right defensively with Soufal,
Yeah.
but on the ball he was really poor. I love
Right.
Bowen, and I will start him next week because he's never scored against Newcastle, so that's why I'd start him.
Well,
But
that's a fucking good start, isn't it? Fucking player who plays shit who never scored, but
I'd give him a 4.
4
Rubbish
out of 10.
yesterday.
Lucas.
Oh, Jared. I love Jared Bowen, and I'll love him till the day I die, but he is in an absolute rut, hole, divot, whatever you want to call it.
What have I just read from Hammerhead?
But I almost kind of agree with Alfie. Me personally, I don't think he doesn't deserve to start on Sunday, but he's going to. We all know he's going to. In my opinion, I don't think he deserves to start, but I think he will. Thursday does make it a little tricky because of your conference league, but Jared Bowen, he's just so off it right now. I'm gonna give him just a 5. I think a 4 is justified, but just a 5 because he did shut down Cucurella. And again, his work rate is really good. You can't question his work rate. Just his output on the other side of the pitch is just brutal right now. It's brutally ugly.
I'm going to go next. I agree with everything what Lucas has said there. I'm going to give him just a 5 also. I thought first half he was defending mainly with no attacking threat. West Ham didn't really have a lot.
Real quick, he still carries the ball pretty well. It's just when he gets to that point where he's done carrying and he has to make something happen.
I think people have sussed
the lights
out.
are down. The lights are out.
Yeah. I think people are sussed out Jared Bowen at the minute, and Jared Bowen's got to change his game up a little bit. I think last year people were a bit surprised the way he was. So I'm going to give him a standard 5. He needs to up his game. Should he start next Sunday? For me, it's a no for me. I think you see enough of Cornet. Cornet come off the bench and done more in the time he was off the bench than Bowen done in that whole 90. So you've got to be real there. So a 5 for me. Mitch?
I was spat on, laughed at, ridiculed, saying Saka is better than him. For me, there's no comparison now.
I'll take it all back, bruv. I'll take it all back.
There?
I agree with you on that, Mitch. I've always thought that. I've always thought
that.
I'll take it all back, but I'm not on about fucking Saka. I'm on about Bowen. So can we get to Bowen, please?
Last season, no, but right now it's hard to say that he is better than Saka.
Yeah.
Bowen, as well as Soufal, them two have been massive liabilities this season. Massive shame. I don't know what the fuck's going on with Bowen. He needs to take some time to himself, smash the granny out of fucking Danny Dyer, whatever he wants to do. Just take some time to himself, have a bit of a breather, sit some games on the bench now, play the cup games, European League games, get some confidence back, and then reintroduce him to the Premier League, and hopefully he can be back to his best or near his best. Because we've been playing him 6 games in a row now in the Premier League, and he's been poor in every single one. And yesterday, once again, he was shocking. His runs, I mean, I've had better runs down the fucking toilet. He's been absolutely fucking awful. The runs that he makes, he's just making his stupid runs down the fucking touchline, expecting Sufal to ping this pinpoint fucking long ball. He's fucking in dreamland, the boy.
He's not
It
giving him a
doesn't
lot
come
of
short.
space.
It's
I've got to
movement. It
laugh.
don't come inside to the fucking.
Yeah.
It doesn't make clever runs inside.
I've got to
Doesn't drop
laugh
short.
because you're right. You're right
I
what you're
know.
saying.
I
Like,
know. Right. I'm never wrong. And Bowen has to take time out. Alfie, I know you're with him, but starting Thursday, hopefully get some confidence. But without a shadow of doubt, Cornet has shown his desire to get in the box, his pace, which is much needed in our team now. Yeah, mate, Cornet has been honestly. I think this is getting as bad as the Ben Rama situation, where Moyes really just spits on Ben Rama, spits on the fucking cunt. Same as he's done it with Ben Rama, and now he's doing it with Cornet. How Bowen has started 6 games in a row now, bad games. If he starts against Newcastle, which I think he will, then there needs to be something going on. There needs to be some check with Moyes' brain. He's getting old now as well. It could be deteriorating.
I'm trying to know how he's done it.
Pardon?
Possibly the fact that only 2 wingers in the league got more goals and assists than him last season is why.
Oh yeah, but this season, how many goals has City got this season?
Well,
he's got no goals in the Prem.
He's given him 6 games.
Yours. Would you start Ben Rama next week, Alfie?
I'm gonna have to think about that one.
Right, can I get your rating, Mitch?
Yeah, you can. It's a 4. Should not be starting anymore. You've got to have some sort of system where if you keep dropping these shitty performances, you can't just keep starting. Otherwise, other players like Sojek and that, I'll be like, wow, Bowen's dropped 6 or 7 shit games in a row. I can keep playing for the rest of my life at West Ham.
There should be no
You've got to be a
complacency
system
in
where you
this
go,
squad.
you play 2 shit games in a row or something, you get rotated. It's simple as that, especially if there's a perfectly good player waiting in the wings. It's a fucking joke. Absolute joke, mate.
While Mitch calms down, I shall move on to Mikel Antonio. This is going to be an interesting rating because he's lucky to stay on the pitch. That's the first thing I'm going to say. I'm going to go first in this one. He's lucky to stay on the pitch. He fucking pissed me off completely in the second half before he scored. He was getting into rows. He got fouled by Reece James and he had a punch up with him, which rightfully Reece James should have got sent off.
Should have
he
beat
didn't.
his fucking ass.
I thought he'd done okay, Antonio, but it's just okay for me. Right, it's just okay. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. Yeah, but he's a lucky boy. He could have got sent off. Like Thiago Silva was playing the game with him literally all the time. Antonio go near him, do a little touch, and Silva just go over and buy the fouls. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'll give him a 6 out of 10. Mitch.
Antonio, yesterday I wasn't impressed with his work rate to really fight for the ball. With the defense, when the ball came up to him, there were times he would just stand there, like what kind of walking towards the fucking Chelsea defender when they had the ball, and I was getting wound up by that. And it's not because I don't think it's because he's lazy. I do think his stamina, his fitness levels are awful. Because I know if Antonio had incredible fitness levels, he would be running all games. I know he really cares about it, and he wants to do well. But yeah, it didn't impact the game too much yesterday. It wasn't too bad. And he got the goal, which is why I'm going to give him a very low 7. But again, I need to see more from him. The quality's still lacking there. His positioning still is poor, and that's why I do think like Scamacca's got to come in soon and start games pretty consistently. See what you can do.
I agree with this comment there from Richard. Antonio is very naive when it comes to the dark arts.
Diving is a joke as well. I know there's contact a lot, but yesterday it was a fucking defender was run alongside him, and it was a 50-50, and then like kind of Thiago Silva or Koulibaly just nudged him out of the way, and it was 50-50 whether it would be a foul. But Antonio just went like that, and on the fucking floor like that, like he always does. He always last week. Shot.
I said last week he's in a very dangerous, awkward spot where when he does get assaulted. He really does get assaulted. He doesn't get calls, but then when he tries to to play the game. He's just bad at it. I said it last week, and
I understand that.
100%.
I understand that, right? But there is some situations where you are literally asking, like every time yesterday when I was watching that game, he's talking to the ref and he's saying, ref this, ref that, ref this, ref that. And I'm like, Antonio, just focus on the fucking game, bruv. I don't see other strikers doing that. Do you know what I mean? And when Reece James kicks him, he should go down and make the referee make a
but
call.
that's the thing.
Do you know what I mean?
He's just bad at. He's bad at that, and I don't know whether to applaud him or tell him to adapt.
Yeah,
because
I understand that.
It's the same with Bowen. I think if Bowen went down like he got shot, I think we could have seen something different.
Antonio really does over dramatize it though a lot. He really does.
Right. Lucas, rate him for me quickly, please, mate.
Just a 7 because he scored again. He works his bollocks off every week. The most assaulted man in football.
Thank you, Scott.
Yes,
Chef. Thank you, Chef. Love you, Chef.
Yeah.
Any donation is much appreciated. Don't listen to Daya.
If you want to become a member, though, become a member. You get a better offer. Let's put it like that. Alfie.
I really, I was shaking my head like a ragdoll there. Antonio is the most disrespected player in the world by referees. Absolute joke. Just because the guy is big, he doesn't get fouled. Yeah. I think if he didn't have the physique and the stature that he has, he would get so many more fouls. If Bowen was kicked the way that he's kicked, he'd get probably 6 more fouls a game. Honestly, and this guy's my friend, so this is just a joke, but I've got to use it in context. He gets touched more from defenders than Snedden's dog on deadline day.
A bit strong, but you know what I mean, I'll let it go on this one. But Alfie, can I just say this though, before I get your rating? He's playing against Thiago Silva, who's one of the most experienced centre arms in the world. Yeah, every time he goes near Thiago Silva, he knows that Thiago Silva is just going to buy the foul. So why don't he go and land himself on Fofana or someone else? Who's the other centre half? I can't remember who the other centre half was for Chelsea.
Koulibaly.
Or Koulibaly, and bully Koulibaly. But I see Leeds the other week literally go through Koulibaly, right? And he ended up getting sent off. And I just think a top striker would go, right, it ain't working with Silva, I'll move over to one of the others. Do you know what I mean? He just doesn't do it.
I get what you mean, but Silva's the central centre-back, so I think that's why Moyes probably wanted him to stay on Thiago Silva. But as I said, he just gets touched so much. And Antonio said it in his interview. In the end, he stopped complaining.
Yeah. He's got to lose some weight. He's got to lose some weight.
Well, Alfie, what are you rating him, mate?
I wouldn't be surprised. One more thing. I wouldn't be surprised if as soon as... 1 second. I wouldn't be surprised if as soon as Antonio's career ends, he puts out an extensive interview and really goes in the refs, because I think a lot of it is due to the way he looks in terms of his physical stature and how big he is.
A lot of it, and I agree, it shouldn't be, but a lot of it is also down to the fact he does milk fouls as well.
But he has to. That's the thing.
No. But, mate, I've never seen anyone over dramatise. I've been cutting off Salah and Bruno for the last 2 years. 2 years for doing these stupid fucking dramatics every time they get touched.
Right.
And it is a foul, but they over dramatise it. I can't cunt off Salah and Figgy and not cunt off Antonio as well.
I understand that, Mitch. Right, Alfie, give me his rating yesterday.
7, got the goal, smiled a lot, celebrated. 7.
What did Drain Hammers say? Sorry, go on.
Yeah, Drain Hole Hammers says, we were robbed. VAR is supposed to be clear and obvious errors. We will get to VAR shortly, Drain Hole. Thank you very much for your
made a fair bit from this show, Jen.
Well, fucking hell, it pays for your singing lessons, doesn't it, bro? Anyway, we'll move on to... fucking this season's singing lessons, mate. Honestly, we'll move on to the subs. And I'm going to start off with this man. It was him, wasn't it, to come on first. Right, I've got to ask you this, yeah? All ears. Antonio for Ben Rama. It's not the right sub, is it?
Terrible substitution.
Very bad.
Like,
Very bad.
I think Ben Rama should have come on, but it should have been further down the.
It should have been
Right down the match.
Benrahma for Paqueta and Cornet for Antonio. In the end, it
100%.
all worked out like the way
Yeah.
I just said it. But then and there, I was shaking my head. I was like, "What is
It
going
was
on?"
too late as well, wasn't it?
But we will get to Moyes in a minute.
Yeah.
Give me your quick thoughts on Benrahma, Mitchell.
Done all he
Great
could when he
cross he
come
put
on.
in.
Mate, very good cross. That is, as I've always said, I've said to Alfie as well today and yesterday, the best thing, Benrahma's best asset, when he's confident, is when he does those step overs, runs straight like to the byline, and puts that cross or low pass in across the face of the thing, or cut back, or a little dink over the top. That is his best quality, and I don't think I've ever seen. It's very rare. I've seen the defender be able to stop that, because Benny's got a little burst, just a little nick of acceleration where, when he does that step over, he just takes it beyond the defender. He's just able to get that pass or cross across. And if he can continue to do that, then I've always said Benny's a talented player. It's just whether he's played in the right system, or if his head's right, if he's in the right mood, because he's still very inconsistent. But this season, his consistency has improved massively, and he's still getting massively disrespected by Moyes. He should be starting every game, really, in my opinion.
Would you rate him?
6.
I'll go next. I'm going to give him a 7. I think he comes on.
Only because if he got the assist for it, I would have given him 7, but he didn't.
Yeah, comes on. He makes an impact. Puts a lovely cross in for Cornet. I think if Cornet can get that on target instead of it in the post, then we're all celebrating a nice assist from Benrahma. I think he did make an impact more than Fornells did in the final third, because he come on for Fornells, I think it was, in the end. So, just didn't make a lot of sense for me. But 7 for me. Lucas.
Yeah, tough one, because I don't really mind the 7 shouts, because realistically, Cornet misses a sitter, a golden chance. He has to put it away.
Yeah.
Oh my God, what have I just read?
But because that didn't happen, and thank you, Steve, very much appreciated.
Great show, lads. Keep up the good work. Still doing my nut in the back yesterday,
as we all are.
Thank you, Steve.
But
nice one, Stevie.
Carry
on, Lucas.
I'm going to give him a high 6. I don't mind people giving him a 7 because he should have had an assist, but I agree with Mitch. I think he's best when he does his step overs, cuts in, and when he gets to the byline about maybe like 2 or 3 yards from the box, he just puts in his cross, and that's where he's at his best. And I would like to see more of that. But he showed good work rate and effort when he came in and was played at striker, which again I really have no answer for why that happened. But I'd give him a high 6.
High 6 for you, mate. Alfie.
Just quickly before I start, another horrendous comment from East Side Views. That was clueless from you, mate. But on Benrahma, 4 hours is short.
Benrahma, bruv. I'm not on about Fornells. Benrahma. Rate him.
Benrahma. I'm very honest about Benny. He came on up front. Shouldn't have come on up front. That was unfair and the wrong sub. I didn't really get it, but maybe it was for interchange around the box. But he didn't do him. I hate to be overly critical, but he didn't do himself any favours with his work off the ball at times, pressing Mendy. But then we put him in the right position, and he delivered the ball of the match. Great movement on the wing, little ball roll, ball into the box. Cornet with the worst miss I've ever seen. So that was brilliant. Brilliant.
Is he getting disrespected by Moyes? Alfie, please be honest.
Disrespected by Moyes? Probably a little bit.
Yeah, but Alfie, why the fuck is Moyes putting Benrahma as your sort of false 9? Why? It makes no sense. But I will get to Moyes in a little while, because I think we're all going to go have our say on that. But
I think he just wanted someone who could link up the play on the edge of the box. So I do get the thinking. I don't think it was that deep, to be honest. It's only...
What? It wasn't that deep. It was towards the end of the game.
I don't like over-analysing subs, as I said earlier.
Right. Rating then.
6.
6. Fair enough. Is that everyone? That is everyone, isn't it? Moving on. So, Angelo Ogbonna.
Flipping
Yeah.
hell.
I'm going to start off with this one. The man is not fit. I called it a long time ago. I told all you lot. I said everyone on this channel. I said the geezer is playing 10 minutes a game. Yeah, but because he can't do a full 90 in the Prem. And he comes on, he loses his fucking habits, and he just puts it away. Do you know what I'm saying? I'm going to give him a 4. I'm sorry, but what did he fucking do? He comes on, he costs us a goal, really, in the end. Quick rating for me. Mitch, quick rating for Ogbonna.
You know what? I absolutely love Ogbonna. The Ogfather. The Ogfather. The Oggy. The Great Og. Og Monster.
The Ogmeister.
Yeah, I absolutely love him, and he was really like clapping our fans and smiling when he was warming up. I absolutely love the man. It's a shame that injury. I do think has really fucked him. He's looking slower. He's not as sharp, and he didn't come across the Havertz to block that shot, which ended up being a goal. And it was a massive goal, so I've got to give him a 4, mate. Unfortunately,
4 out of 10. Alfie.
Hate to say it, but the last 2 games he's come on as a sub and he's been horrendous. Rubbish against Tottenham, rubbish against Chelsea, completely lost Havertz, and the defence done well all game. I love Ogbonna as well, great guy as well, brilliant person, and at his best he's a phenomenal defender for us. I personally think when he was fit, he was better than Zuma, but he's clearly not ready, and he needs to get experience in Europa League and stuff.
Yes.
We need to play him on Thursday. But it was rubbish, so I'm going to give him an N/A.
I feel sorry for him though, Alfie. I'm going to be honest with you, because I look at him and I think he's being chucked in there, but then we will get to Moyes shortly. Lucas.
But is it maybe that he is fit and he's just getting older and he's just slow declining?
Mitch,
but when
if you think about it, he played a full game Europa. He played one of the pre-season friendlies. He played minutes in each of the games.
He's played
a substitute. He said himself he feels fit and stronger than before.
But he's played against teams where West Ham are going to have more of the ball. West Ham will have more of the ball against these lower ranked sides.
But he's still improving his fitness levels, though.
Oh, he fucking didn't when I see him, mate. You can see
maybe it isn't his fitness then. As I was saying, maybe it is just him just getting older and worse.
And I've called it. And look, Scott says it here. James saw him 4 weeks ago and told us that he wasn't fit. To be fair, which is I did. Like he was getting done by National League fucking centre forwards. So
he's 35 now. The bloke, like he could
Lucas.
be him up.
Yeah,
I'm gonna give him a 4 just because it is unfortunate he comes on within the last, what was it even, like 7-8 minutes?
Yeah, it's about 10 minutes, I think it was. Yeah,
and it's just unfortunate he lost Havertz a little bit. His positioning wasn't great, and he gave up a goal. But as Alfie said, he smiles a lot. He has a beautiful smile. I love Augie with all my heart, and I look forward to seeing him on Thursday, where I am more than sure he will play well, but he still needs to slowly be rolled out before he gets back in the Premier League. Like, I don't mind his little 10-minute cameos, but when it obviously costs you the match, which in all reality it shouldn't have, especially with what happened and Fabianski's little what do you want to call it? His fuck up. But yeah, smiles a lot. Great smile. He's Italian. I love Italians, and I love Augie. So 4.
I feel emotional now. I absolutely love Ogbonna. Like I can't even say how much I love him.
Right.
I love Jared Bowen, but I gave him a 5.
Well,
I don't love Bowen because it's a bit boring, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
I know, but can we move on to Corner? Right. Corner comes on, has 2 efforts. Should have scored one of them. The other one, he hits the post. Mitch. Next one, mate.
It's still a goal. He did miss the other one. 6, I'll give him. Watch the run. Watch the run he made for the goal, which the header.
Bang on there.
He did miss.
Yeah.
He's the one that lays off the pass to Ben Rama in the first place, and he peels off straight away to the back post. Something not many players do in this team. It's a very good attacking IQ that Antonio and Bowen definitely wouldn't do. I know that for certain.
Ooh.
And Antonio wouldn't. Antonio would sit in between the two
Antonio
defenders. He would
wouldn't, no,
not
Antonio
peel off to the
wouldn't.
back.
He wouldn't peel
Antonio
off to the back
wouldn't.
post. West Ham Online. Not
No,
a chance.
I know Antonio wouldn't.
Yeah.
And Bowen, I've seen
Bowen
all
would.
the time. But if the ball came over the top, Bowen would just kind of jump up for it, and he would go over his head. It wouldn't run back like Cornet did, and then knock it down. 100%. Yeah, he's got to start. He's got to start with Bowen. He's showing more. His position at the moment is so much better than Bowen's. He's offering more threat. He's quicker, and that's a massive thing, especially against Newcastle. They've got slow left backs. So, mate, 100%. He's got to come in for me. Got to come in for me. 6,
I agree. I'm going to give him a 7. I think his impact was fucking unreal. He comes on, he hits the post with his first attempt, right? Like, that is him. Pass the ball to Ben Rama. What you said, I was listening to you. I was like, yeah, tick, tick, tick. Because you're right. Because Mitchell's always right on this channel, supposedly. Anyway, he passes the ball into Ben Rama, crosses the ball in, and he should score there. But the goal that should have counted, he's in the right place at the right time. I thought he was fucking excellent, really. I really did. Like, I thought the impact of the man was just unreal. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to give him a 7 now. I think 6 is being a bit disrespectful to the man, really, but 7. West Ham Online, quick rating for Cornet so we can get on to the other ones.
Oh, it's quite funny, actually, because after the game, me and Mitch saw an ice cream van, and I bought a Cornetto, and then I said that Cornetto would have tucked away that header Cornet missed, so I thought that was quite funny. But
fucking, this is not a food channel. Can I get a rating for Cornet, please?
Missed an open goal header, linked up the play quite well. The goal he did score didn't count, so I can't include it. 6.
You can include it. You can include it because it is a goal he scored though, and he's still done that.
Yeah,
he done it, but it didn't count.
You still, mate. So,
fair enough.
Come on.
Lucas.
Yeah, I'm pretty much in agreement with all of you. Great runs, good effort. Missed an absolute sitter that really could have helped us. Scored a goal that got overturned. Ifs, what's, maybe, woulda, coulda, shouldas. It should have counted. It didn't, so I can't give him a 7, but I'm gonna give him a strong 6.
Strong 6 for you, mate.
Look at this.
Off technicality.
Live analysis. If I had a fucking screen at Sky Sports, I would be superb. Bonner, what a fucking ball! Look at fucking Cornet in the box. He's the one that passed it to Ben Rama in the first place.
Brilliant,
Bosh.
Brilliant.
Look at that.
Look
at the peel. Look at the peel.
All right.
Yes, Mitch, it was unlucky, but
you've caught yourself out.
The movement is sublime.
Who won that?
That is live analysis only on E20 Zone TV. Can I get to the referee now, lads?
Who won the ball back?
I think it was.
I don't care who won the ball back. I want to get to the.
Let me have a look. Okay, let me have a look. Oh,
Lucas.
No, it was Ben Rama. It was fucking Ben Rama.
No, it was.
Yes, it was.
Will you two shut the fuck up and let me.
Here we go. Bit of pressure from Bowen. That's nice. Ben Rama, Bosh gets the ball back.
Bowen help. All right. Okay.
Let's slow it down. Stop it just there.
Who applied the pressure then?
Oh, Sky Sports, please don't watch this video.
If Bowen didn't apply that pressure, that post hit doesn't happen.
Oh, wow, he applied pressure. Oh, wow.
Right. Can I get to the fucking ref?
Hill. He's on his move. He didn't need to stand still. He's going. He's on the move. He's on the move.
Mitch.
Look at that.
Superb. Mitch, I'm being fucking serious, bro. I want to get to the referee.
Oh, look at that from Ben Rama. Oh, fuck me.
Fair enough. Right, you want that prick. Act like a prick.
Easy.
Right. Can we get to the fucking ref? Thank you.
Yes, you can. Go for it.
Right. Lucas, talk to me about the ref.
I really don't feel like exerting my energy again that I did yesterday because I damn near got put in jail twice. I almost got put in jail again today because I think I called I added the Premier League and I added the PGMOL and I called them a see you next Tuesday and give us our point. And as soon as I sent that, I got a nice little cheeky notification that my features had been disabled for 12 hours. But it's okay, you know, because they are trying to silence the truth, and I will not be silenced. We've all said. I actually kind of feel a bit for Madley himself because he should never have had to be put in that situation. It was all VAR, but still, he did an awful job. He's shit. His brother shags dogs. That's a family matter that should be discussed.
That's all bollocks. It's all bullshit.
Right, can we get... Listen, I'm going to stop this right now. Yeah. Can we get to the fucking referee and the VAR? Right?
I'm going to give you your score right now. I don't give a fuck about
if he sexually fucking touches up dogs. I don't give a shit.
Ain't Sneds.
Right?
I'm going to say... I'm going to give him a 0.1.
0.1 for you. I'm going to give him a 1. Shocking. It's one of the worst refereeing decisions I've ever seen. Ever. In like all of the years of VAR. Let's be honest here. Is that one of the worst decisions that you two have ever seen?
At a game, it's the worst. It's the worst. And in terms of watching football, West Ham football, it was one of the worst I've seen. 100%. One of the worst I've ever seen. It's disgraceful. But it wasn't just that. It was also the fact that all game he was poor as well, giving decisions to them, not giving fouls to us, not giving fouls.
Yeah.
For Antonio, it was just a really, really shocking referee. I think we include the VR in this as well because it's all one. It's the officials, and VR is an absolute disgrace. The thing is, I've always disagreed with VR because the fucking ref is told to go up to the screen when they've got the whole fucking home support watching them, shouting at them as well. There's added pressure of that, which shouldn't be there. The fucking VAR officials that are sitting there, there's always, 2 or 3 of them in a dark room, all the fucking screens as well to analyse it, and you want a fucking referee to come up with the added pressure, bring him on
to allow the goal.
Who allowed the goal in the first place, to overturn it. And if the VAR officials really strongly think it should be overturned, they should make that decision themselves.
Right, Mitch, what are you rating him?
VAR, get the fuck out. 1.
Alfie, what one is your rating for me for a minute? Now I'm going to ask you all a few questions. So give me your rating quickly.
And this is the 1.
0.
0, right? Fair enough. Right, first things first. Number 1, Antonio. Yes or no? Should he have been sent off?
No.
So a yes or no answer for you.
Absolutely no.
No.
John.
No.
Right. Reece James. Should he have been sent off?
No. Morally.
No.
Morally, no.
It's a
card. It's what he did was fucked. But
if he does that on the ground, though, Mitch, if he's on the ground and he kicks his foot like that in an action instead of being up in the air and kicking it, how is that not any different to what he's done?
That's still a yellow card in my opinion. He's not coming in with false. He's not dangerous.
But it studs up though, Mitch, isn't it? It studs into him.
It's not false though. He's not like forcing it like he's in a certain pressure point and really hacking him out and really trying to cause damage. He's just like lashing at him and just trying to fucking.
I understand that, Mitch. I understand that. I just want to say this. I understand what you're saying, but surely even when I've seen people break their legs before, I remember Harvey Elliott breaking his leg and the lead player only just stood on the back of his ankle, right? By mistake.
He came in with false.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying on that front. Yeah,
it's tough for me because if that's us, something bad probably happens. But as a man that loves the sport and the way I like to view the sport, I would say it's tough, but I'd say no. I don't think he should have been sent off. But Reece James is an absolute fucking cunt. Fuck him.
Thank you, Drain Hole, for that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Send Reece James down a drain hole.
Yeah. So are we all saying then no red cards for both players? Is that
No
what we're
red
all saying
card,
here?
but I've got to say, Balbuena 2 seasons ago with VAR kicked the ball, and because he's slightly connected with the player high up in a similar area, he got a red
Why
card.
is it always at Stamford Bridge? I fucking hate that place.
Two wrongs don't make a right, though. That was the wrong decision. That would have been a wrong decision.
That was at the LS.
They gave a red card.
So fair enough then. Referee was absolutely terrible. VAR, worst decision I've ever seen on the football pitch. Final rating of the evening. This is going to be interesting. David Moyes. I'm going to start off with this, right? Now, what I'm going to do, I'm going to start off. I want your ratings first. Then we're going to have a discussion with it for the next sort of 15, 20 minutes before we wrap this up. I got a lot of abuse in the chat today. I see a lot of comments saying about Moyes out. Moyes is negative, Moyes this, Moyes that. Now, for me, yesterday, I think the game plan worked up till when Fabianski made the error, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm going to give Moyes a 5 out of 10.
Oh,
I am.
Yeah.
Right? I'm giving him a 5 out of 10.
Well,
I don't think it's
good.
Right? Because I don't think it was that bad today, yesterday. Because if he brings Cornet on and Cornet scores the goal that gets us the draw, it's a fucking masterstroke from Moyes. Yeah? Because he hasn't, it's not a masterstroke. Everyone wants him out the club. Right? So I'm going to give him a 5. Mitch, what's your rating for Moyes?
5. Bowen shouldn't have started. Bowen should not have started.
Right.
He's finished, the fucking bloke at the minute. He's fucking finished. Bowen is absolutely fucked. He's fucked.
Yeah.
Should not be starting any more games, mate. And he's still starting, and Cornet's there. A perfectly fresh, hungry young man.
Right.
And he brings on Cornet too late. He brings Ben on, puts him in a fucking false line position.
We will speak about that. We will speak about that. Alfie, rating.
7. Easy. Not even.
7.
7 million.
Right, hold on. 7 out of 10. Lucas.
I'll tell you what. I am not going 5. I ain't going 7.
He's going fucking 6.
I'll kindly give him a 6.
Right. Now let's discuss it, right? Give us a couple of reasons why you think it didn't go right for him yesterday, because a lot of people are saying Moyes out, mate.
I'll be honest.
Yeah, because they're idiots.
And I have to say this. First.
Go on.
Go ahead, Alfie.
No offence to anyone who's Moyes out, but honestly, I have to wonder what sport you're watching. Substitutions are the most minuscule part of management. Did he get the Benrahma sub wrong? Yes, he did.
Yes.
Is that the most important part of the game? No. Game plan wise, the way at Stamford Bridge, he got it bang on. We went 1-0 up, right? Remember this? We were 1-0 up with 15, 16 minutes to go. The only reason we didn't get something out of the game was a mistake from Fab. Nothing to do with Moyes. The structure was brilliant. It was a mistake. And then Cornet missed an open goal. Whether you like it or not, I know people don't want to bring that up, but we would have won if he scored that. And then we got robbed. So Moyes absolutely deserved the result. Absolutely. No question about it. He set up. We had better chances. We had the better chances in the game. Our XG was higher. We defended well. Chelsea did not look like scoring until the
Don't even mention XG. Don't even fucking go there.
Go on, Alfie. I just want you to land. I want you to land, and then I want to get Mitchell in. Go on. You done?
Yeah, I thought he'd done a great job.
Yeah.
I thought he'd done really well. I was so happy with it. And if we won that game, people were calling him the Moyes, saying it's brilliant. People look at results. I think you said it on your tweet this morning, James. It might not have been you, but you did say something about this. People look at the results and not how we played, and it's really starting to wind me up, to be honest. We were fine.
I think, listen, before I bring Mitchell in, I was going to say it's short and sweet for me, yeah? I thought we'd done a job on Chelsea. Up until Fabianski era, we had Chelsea massively controlled. Yeah, they was getting frustrated. They bring on fucking Broja, Mount, and they're trying everything. Raheem Sterling, who I was shitting myself thinking he's just going to destroy us, we kept under control. And it's one error from us, and you had Bonner substitute, which someone just brought up in the chat. I do make them right. Why is Angelo coming on? But the problem is he's set up in a way to go through at the back again. So that's a problem. Do you know what I mean? So you take them 2 subs. I do think we weren't really that bad there. I just think we just didn't get the fair crack of the whip, in my opinion. I really do.
What's
Mitch,
the chat saying? Because I can't read it.
I will get to the
they're
chat
just cutting
shortly.
you off, basically, Alfie. I'm not even joking. They actually are.
I'm not.
Wait,
Yeah.
fucking the monetization on this is going to be fucking through the roof.
Alfie,
Mitchell,
just
Show me what
know
they're saying. Show me what they're saying.
You're gonna get laced.
yeah.
I just want to see what they're saying so I can.
You're gonna get laced.
Well,
That's quote.
Mate, I will fucking lace him in a minute. Mitch, can you take it away for Moyes, please, mate?
Look, I do support Moyes. I do think to say Moyes out now is very silly. We have had some tough fixtures, and we do need to give him a lot more time. However, at the moment, he's been ridiculously stubborn. That is a fact. You started Bowen. I'm going to say again. He started Bowen 6 games in a fucking row. Are you mentally fucked, Moyes? Are you fucked in the head?
Oh, come on.
It's a joke, mate. It's an absolute disgrace. It's a disgrace to the entire fucking squad. It's a disgrace to Cornet, who's just been signed, been given not enough minutes. That I'm not going to talk about anymore because that really pisses me off. That really fucks me off because I know he's going to start Bowen again on Sunday.
Get in.
Can I ask a question?
And being
to you,
bottom one, poor Ariola, what does he have to do to get a start in the fucking league? Yeah.
Mitch, can I ask you a question? Right, serious question. I want everyone to shut the fuck up. Yeah, when I say this. Yeah. How long is it, Mitch, before it becomes a Moyes out problem?
Quite a while, like a month. Unless he's lost every single game in the next month, then. Which I couldn't see anyway, then that's the only way I'd be seriously concerned about Moyes and think Moyes is not changing. Like, if Moyes is seriously keeping these same fucking players that are costing us matches and not helping us win the games, like Bowen and Soufal and fucking Fabianski, and bringing on a Bonner who apparently is either not fit or not with it anymore, you just can't. Oh, it really does to me. And Ben Rama, it's a crime. It's a crime. He's been our best player this season, arguably, and he's not starting. He's been our biggest game changer. He's been the most impactful.
Yeah, but Mitch, listen. Right, I'm going to say this quickly. Yeah, the Cornet situation, right? The Cornet situation, I 100% agree with you. Like the other night against Spurs, you don't even bring him on, right? And I do get it. I do listen. I understand what Mitch is saying. Like, what's Cornet got to do to get on the pitch? Like, has he got to? Is he just been signed to play conference football?
Bowen got to do to be dropped. Fucking bring a fucking 44 Magnum out and start shooting people or something.
I think it's just. I do think. Right, I've got to say.
Go on.
We've only played 6. I will say, if he doesn't drop him in the next game or 2, then I might see it. Bowen deserved a good few games. He was so good last season. You don't, after 4 or 5 games, go, let's drop our best attacker of last season. I think that's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And I think Moyes is...
but Alfie, listen. Right, I knew this was going to be a debatable one, towards the end, and I'm going to bring Lucas in shortly. But how long do you persist with someone? Because if that was Saeed fucking Ben Rama, you would be calling for him to be fucking left back at the training ground at fucking Rush Green.
I would.
So how comes Bowen is not getting the same treatment?
Simple. Because he's got credit in the bank. Should he be dropped now? Should he? No, James. Yes.
What would any other top manager do, though, Alfie? If he was playing for Man City and he was dropping these shocking performances week in, week out, do you think he'd be starting? No, if he drops after fucking 2 games max. But he's been given 6.
When De Bruyne
he's been given 6 games now. 6.
It's not. It's ridiculous. Should he be dropped now, Mitch? Possibly even the game. Possibly. Should he have been dropped for Chelsea? Maybe. When De Bruyne went through a tough spell for City, I know they're very different players, but Bowen last year was as important for us as De Bruyne for
Right.
City. When De Bruyne went through a tough spell, he carried on playing him. Bowen is very important to
There is
us.
a difference
I
between De
completely
Bruyne and
understand
Bowen.
why. No.
I've got
I'll
to
put
ask
it
you
in
though,
perspective. We don't have
I've
De
got to
Bruyne.
ask you this. Yeah, I've got to ask you this.
Yeah.
So where do you draw the line with him then, and say, right, where's the cut-off point to say that Bowen has to be dropped now? Because there has to be a cut-off
Probably
point
about now.
from somewhere.
Probably about now, to be fair.
Right.
I'd say, should he start against Newcastle? No, I think it's gone too far now. If he plays
Right.
in the week and plays really well and scores 2 goals, then I'd change my mind. I would start him, but he probably should get dropped now.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. I knew this was going to be a debatable one. Lucas,
Finally, we
talk
got
to
there
me.
with him.
Lucas, talk to me about Moyes,
Oh,
mate.
God.
I gave him a 6 because I do agree with Alfie's rating of a 7, but I do not agree with the subs are minuscule part. I don't fully agree with that, and that's why I gave him a 6 and not a 7 because I'm not saying the subs totally impacted the match, but like in the way it happened, I feel like if it would have been done the opposite way, Cornet on for Antonio and then Benrahma on for Paqueta, I think things could have maybe changed a little bit differently. But that's why I gave him a 6. I couldn't give him a 7. But I thought he set up masterfully. I thought our tactics were spot on. And it was the opposite of Villa. We played shit 75 minutes and we played a very good last 15. Yesterday, we played a masterclass 75 minutes and then we got fucked in the end.
I agree with Lucas.
And what Alfie said is correct. The Fabianski goal, you cannot put that on Moyes. That is a Fabianski's got to come out. And I'm not saying
I will say this,
should Fabianski be starting now?
Not having that
exactly,
either.
though. I was just going to say that.
Yes, you
not
can.
Having that either. Sorry.
Why not? Why not,
Fabianski,
Alfie?
Start of the season, I would have agreed. Everyone, and I mean everyone, even the dog, has said that Fabianski has been very good. Very good.
He's had his moments, though. He's still had his moments. We need a consistent keeper that is young and going to improve. Fabianski's not going to improve anymore. Huh?
He's not going to improve, but he's been playing well this season.
He's made mistakes.
Bar yesterday. When?
Fucking Brighton, it took about 20 years to come out to yesterday when he came out for the ball
yesterday,
for Chilwell, which is stupid. He's done it again. He's definitely done it again.
The problem is, Alfie, why Mitch has a bit of oxygen. I just want to say this because I'm the calm one out of all you fucking nutters tonight. When it comes to Fabianski, he's made a bad error there. Yeah, bad error. Correct, right? So now he needs to be assessed to say that error literally got Chelsea in the game when Chelsea were fucking dead, man. They were dead. Chelsea ain't scoring if Fab don't come out. I don't believe we lose the game if Fab don't come out.
Correct, yeah. But what I'm saying is
Fabianski,
a lot to do with Moyes. I get what you're saying. Completely agree. Fab's fault. But it's nothing to do with Moyes because Moyes rightfully selected him because he's been very good this season. And if Areola had played the way Fab has this season, people would say that. Was he terrible yesterday? Yes. But that has nothing to do with Moyes because he was right in picking him.
I'm not really, how can I put it? I'm not really on the sort of, like, the Fabianski one doesn't really bother me. The Cornet one does, though. Because Cornet's been ready to rock and roll for a long time. Don't forget, Burnley, and I remember doing a show in Mitchell a while back, and me and Mitchell discussed this, and Cornet's been ready since fucking well before the Premier League even started. Like, don't forget the Championship starts a week earlier. So he had a whole pre-season with Burnley, got prepared to play for Burnley, and then we signed him just before Burnley kicked off their campaign. And he's only really played what? How many games has Cornet played in the Premier this year? Like, he didn't come on against Spurs. I didn't see him against fucking. Well, he's played 3 games, so like
35 minutes overall.
The problem, the question I'm going to ask before we sort of come towards the end, is how long do we leave this? Like, the next 3 games are fucking massive, mate. And I'm not even going to lie to you. Yeah, Newcastle at home, Everton away, Wolves at home. I expect minimum 7 points. 7 points I expect from them, because if we don't get 7 points from them, I fear that we're in fucking trouble. I really do. Because
What do you mean
this
by trouble?
season's. I think we're in a dogfight, mate. If we don't get 7 points out of the next 3 games, because let's be honest here, and let's weigh this up to how it is. Right, we played Manchester City at the start of the season. Fair enough, let that go. Nottingham Forest, yeah. I use Lucas's words, right? What he used on that show that night. We was good in moments, but not throughout the game. Right, we had good moments at Forest, but we wasn't good throughout the game.
But
Then
we
go and
deserved
play
to win, didn't we?
Right, well, we didn't deserve to lose. Let's put it like that. Brighton and Hove Albion, we were shit. Aston Villa,
Yeah,
we were
great.
shit. Right, we were shit, but we got the result. Right, we nicked the game there. Yeah, against Spurs, we had a very, very good second half. But first half, we was waiting for something to happen. And then yesterday at Stamford Bridge, don't get me wrong, the tactics were spot on, and up till the Fabianski's error. But Moyes is under pressure. Right? I don't want Moyes out. A lot of people in the chat, that actually do the videos and put the comments in after the video goes out have fucking been on the case about Moyes.
Crazy.
Now, I can understand how they feel, but the next 3 games really will decide it for me. Right? So the question I'm going to ask all of you before we wrap this up is, how many games is it before questions need to be asked on Moyes? Mitchell.
Whether I actually don't give a fuck anymore, to be honest, mate.
There you go. Go on, Lucas.
So your question was before questions have to be asked that Moyes needs to be sacked.
Well, he needs to be. Like, there has to be something to look at, because you can't carry on playing like this and not getting the right results. You can't.
I would say, if you do not get a bare minimum of 6 points against Newcastle, Wolves, and Everton, you can start asking questions, because Newcastle, they're solid, but they're there to be had, and we are good against them at home. Wolves, they're not very good, but they are decently organized. And Everton, they've had some decent results, but really they are very shit. So even then, 6 points, I would say, has to be done. But I mean, what Moyes has done for us, I don't know. I feel just some people, I don't know. It's a tough question for me. In general,
I know what you want to say, Lucas. I know what you want to say.
In general, I would probably give him another month and a half, 2 months before even thinking about sacking him. If he gets sacked mid-season, I think that is disgraceful on the club for what he's done.
But don't you feel, though, Lucas, yeah? Don't you feel that West Ham has spent over £150 million in this transfer window, yeah? That's just gone. He's under pressure, mate.
But doesn't it take a time?
It takes the time,
yeah,
but
it does, yeah.
Name me really one good performance this season so far.
Chelsea. I thought we were really good for 75 minutes until Fab fucked it up. And then a domino effect.
I would say yeah, but we end up losing that game. I would say the second half against Spurs is the best I've seen West Ham this season.
I'd agree. Second half against Spurs, and then 75 minutes for Chelsea. I thought we were very good.
And the problem I have with it, before I sort of round this up with all you lads, is I've not seen West Ham play good the whole match. I'm seeing West Ham play good.
I can agree full-heartedly with that.
Yeah, well, I've not seen it at all, and the fear is that it's a worry, because West Ham can't just turn up for 20 minutes. They have to turn up for fucking 90 minutes.
Yes, but we have. I just think people, unless you are 100% Moyes out, I don't think anyone should really be on the fence until something is concrete.
Rubbish 29, Jay.
Say we get to November, let's call it October, the end of October, our last match of the month against Man United. If we are around 15th, 16th, yes, that should be very worrying, and Moyes should be held on a pedestal, and we need to be shouting and yelling questions and pitchforks. But we are 6 matches into the season, new signings, like you said. It's not going to click right away, and we have had some decent matches. We haven't had cakewalks like Arsenal to start, Brentford, besides Man United, of course. Like, it takes a little bit of time, and I think the pitchforks are out way too early. Way too early.
But can you understand it, though, Lucas?
No.
People are looking at this. In 6 games, we've got 4 points, and we haven't played well in.
But this is the thing.
In one of them games, we haven't played well for the whole 90 minutes.
People will yell that if Paqueta didn't play, people would yell at Moyes for not playing him.
Yeah.
If he did play him, and like I said, I think we played good yesterday. It's a very toxic, weird mixed bag of emotions. I think Moyes deserves time, and yeah, I really don't think he's in danger yet. Not even close.
Blimey.
Yeah.
Blimey. Athens has turned up. You know what I mean? Athens,
Yeah, no,
welcome.
I was going to come on tonight, but I had
No, my wife.
wedding stuff to sort out. So, yeah.
Go ahead.
I don't know, mate. I don't really know what I'm listening to from some people, both in the chat the other day, today. Listen, as I said, I respect everyone's opinions, 100%. Mitch, I can already tell, is furious. He just looks so angry.
I'm absolutely furious.
I'm probably going to wind you up even more now.
Go on.
Why the reaction to this? Yes, you can argue at the back end of last season. The back end of last season, at least, we didn't finish the season great. The man has got us back to relevancy. Whether you like it or not that we have picked up as many points as you'd like, we still re-qualify for Europe 2 seasons in a row. The board have finally backed him. We've made some really good signings. He even said, the team's in a period of transition. For me, when I look at it,
and it's been 6 matches into the year.
We're actually playing some decent football this season, especially the last couple of games.
Right.
For me, I'd be more worried sat as a Leicester fan tonight, being bottom of the table with 1 point in the football that they're playing. I don't necessarily think that the attacking football that we're playing is that bad, especially over the last 2 games, let's say, right?
Right.
All I think it is, and it's probably going to click soon, is just that, like, defensively, our shape the other day was perfect. Moyes' tactics were spot on. But it's just like we just don't know how to score at the moment. But that's something that can click with the players, and I think it will. I can't believe I'm hearing people
I'm going to ask you a question because I understand what you're saying. I understand it. But I'm on the side of I'm giving him the next 3 games before I make my mind up on Moyes.
No.
He's got 3 games for me. Because if he loses the next 3 games, then to me something's not right.
For me, the best time to get rid and sack a manager, if that's what you really want to do, is after the Christmas period, because you give a new manager. I know we've got the World Cup this year, but we've got at least a transfer window for him, the new manager, to get maybe some players that he wants and go in there and sort things out. But we don't. Look, we've got things to look forward to. We've got a Europa League conference group stage to come that we can do well in. We're still in the cup competitions, until they start. It's all it takes at the moment at the start of the season is 1 or 2 games and you're right back up at the table. Listen, if before we get to Qatar and we break up for the World Cup in November and we are languishing down in 16th or 17th, at which point I'd say, right, maybe let's, but the man has at least earned the right over the last 2 seasons to change what's currently happening. And if he's not the right man at that point, then get rid of him, because I hate clubs. I hate the fact
that he is under pressure, though, Tom, isn't he?
So I'm 100% bang on.
I don't think he is.
He's under pressure.
He's under pressure.
He's under pressure of the fans.
Does he look?
That's
no,
a fact.
Jenny, let me ask you: when you see him in interviews and you see him and talking and stuff, does that look like a man currently that's under pressure? No. Sometimes teams, they go through little spells like this. We have a little bad patches, but overall, what he's done this summer, he's reduced the size of the age of our squad. We've actually built some pieces around it. I don't want to be them clubs.
Just to make it clear.
You deal with a manager. Hang on. You deal with a manager for a few months or a year, and then you go, right, you're out the door. We as a football club, over the last 50, 60, 70 years, we as a football club, were I think the team that had the least amount of managers up until a certain point, and it's just been a revolving door since Bilic.
But what it is though, Tom,
with Zola, Grant, the rest of them,
I've got to hear.
I don't want to be
There's
that
certain things though that I'm hearing and that I'm seeing. And hold on, I've got to land. Yeah, that Mitchell's right on.
Well, where are you flying
Maxwell Cornet can't get on the fucking pitch, and Bowen consistently plays shit. Areola was signed and should have been starting games in the Prem. He's not. Yeah, and let's be honest, Fabianski. Me and you would disagree on it, but Fabianski, I believe, was poor yesterday for that first goal. I really do. So, and we haven't looked like playing well in a whole match this season. So I can understand the frustration from the fans. People are going, "Oh, he's fucking what is going on?" Right? Because they've had the success and they want to contain this, maintain the success at the end of the day. And we're not seeing that at the minute. We're not seeing the West Ham. And I said this to you the other week. West Ham have not played the West Ham way for a while this season. They haven't played well, Tom. They played well in spells of games, but they haven't played well for the whole match.
Right, fair enough. But all I'm saying is you've got to at least wait until the signings click, because some of these players have not played together before. The only thing I can criticise David Moyes for, and I've been criticising him for since day dot, even from his first time at the football club when he came in, his substitutions and his team lineups are very predictable and they're very poor. They're the only two things I can knock him on, right? But realistically, I don't understand the reactionary response to this weekend. You're going away to Chelsea, a tough place.
I understand it this weekend, yeah. I'm with you on that.
He set it up perfectly. What do you want from a manager at that point? For me, like I said, you give the chance for these signings to bed in, and if it doesn't click and things are still not working in a couple of months' time, then we can look at it, because you've still got at least 4 or 5 months of the season to go at that point. It's not all done and dusted. You know?
I agree.
I think we have creative and attacking and good enough players that on their day, when they click and when they're used to playing one another, they can make the difference. And I'm with you guys, all right? In as much as I think Cornet should have had more minutes over the last few games because he's a game changer. But people like Bowen saying he needs to get to the bench and stuff like that. You know, Mikel Arteta, and I know that I'm going to blow smoke up Westhamonline's arse by saying this, but Mikel Arteta, how many games was it that Saka hadn't scored in? But what did he do? He continued playing through those games.
Brilliant,
yes, fair enough, they lost today. But he scored.
He's literally the only right winger they've got. We've got Cornet. He's perfect. Come on.
Not true, because Jesus can play out on that side, and you can play Nketiah through the middle. There are changes that he could have made, but he's stuck with Saka.
Saka's still dangerous. Bowen's done absolutely
I've
nothing.
got to stop you right there, because when Ben Rama makes one fucking mistake, he's shipped out and fucking back to us.
This isn't about Ben Rama. Ben Rama also didn't then score 15 goals and 10 assists for us last season. Yes, he can change the game, but he's not a player that can end up. And he's not a player that can, in my opinion, get to those numbers every season. At least Bowen looked dangerous at times, scoring goals and stuff. I understand.
Mate, Ben Rama's. Why is Ben Rama not starting, Tom? Come on.
Yeah. You've got to be real, Tom.
I even just said it there. I don't agree sometimes with David Moyes' lineups. I even said, James, you know I have. When I've been on the shows last few weeks, I said, Saïd Ben Rama should have started this game. And fair enough. He's actually half decent.
When does it become favouritism then? Because to me, that's favouritism.
It's favouritism. 100% it's favouritism.
Who cares about it?
Well, it does, because if Bowen plays shit for 10 games...
And it's costing morale of certain players, and you've got players sitting there thinking, how many good games do I have to put in before I get a start? Then that is a problem.
It is favouritism, Alfie. You can't deny that.
Fever, I agree. He does favour players. Is that an issue? Yes. But why is the answer in football nowadays, every time a manager goes for a somewhat tough spell, the answer is he's making 1 or 2 mistakes, let's sack him? Why is that a thing?
I'm not saying about sacking him.
We're not saying that. I'm not saying that, Alfie.
Why are we even questioning him? Why are people
I'm not questioning him. Because we're questioning it because that's what people are saying, Alfie.
Alfie, you have to question the personnel, though, ain't you? When Bowen's not performing, you don't consistently play a player who's playing crap. Like, you can look at it last year because we had no one else. Now we've got Skamaka, Emerson, fucking Ben
Yeah, but
Rama,
I'm not.
I don't understand. Right, this more than anything is what's pissing me off. Right, Daya.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about. In as much as easy question, why keep him? The man's just guided us to back-to-back European group stage, things in the last 2 seasons. 2 of our best finishes in the last 20 years of the Premier League. Why would you want to throw that all out of the window over a couple of games at the start of the season where it hasn't clicked for us? My God, the man has bought us the time to be able to do that.
Mitchell, can you read out what did that Real Talk guy say? Whatever he said.
I don't know. But I do agree with Tom. I think the time he deserves is exactly what Tom said. He deserves as much time as I think Tom was saying.
Yeah.
But again, I am concerned with how stubborn Moyes is being. The fact that the way Soufal and Bowen are playing together is so bad and so wrong. But Moyes is still persistent. Moyes is not picking that as a problem. Soufal's hoofing balls up every game without using his head. Pardon?
Who else is he meant to play there?
Moyes. If Moyes was to tell Soufal, you need to stop, pause, look about, move it along the ground, or Bowen, you need to come shorter more often. Do you think they do that? Of course they would.
You can't polish a turd. You can't.
Yeah, but the problem is you can. But he should be told. Like, this is not a one-off thing, Alfie. Come on, let's be honest.
But why do you think? Oh, I'm going to bring one. I want to come back to that Real Talk guy because I want to know what he said. But Mikel Arteta, when he first came in at Arsenal, a manager who plays attractive football. Why do you think he played low block football at the start? Because he didn't have the players. The reason why we have to shrink back is because we have people like Soufal. Soufal is not very good on the ball. The reason why we have
why didn't you sign a right back then? Why didn't you sign a right back? I said we should have.
I don't know why we didn't.
Well, there you go.
That's one area.
If Moyes really wanted a right back and really thought it was an issue, they would have fucking got one. Obviously, he doesn't think it's an issue.
Because to me,
he does realise it's an issue now.
To me,
it's too late. The window's closed.
But Alfie, to me, it feels like favouritism there. It feels like he's got favouritism in players. And let's be honest here, Bowen should not be starting against fucking Newcastle. When Maxwell Cornet comes off the bench and does more in 8 minutes or 10 minutes than Bowen done in the 90. So we've got to be real here. And I can understand what Mitchell is saying. I'll make Mitchell 100% right on this, right? I don't want Moyes sacked. I'm just going to make that abundantly clear, right? I don't want him sacked.
I'm agreeing with all
but he has got to change it up.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean? Because it ain't working.
My criticism is not directed at you two. I think you two are making some valuable points. It's the other members of the fan base. By the way, I just want to respond to this guy because this guy who said Real Talk, I want to see if he has a valid point. When he said Westhamonline, you're peeing me off what he said.
Oh, I can't.
By the way, if you don't get right back in by a certain time, if again is back for wherever his date is, I would stick again and Zoom as the right back.
I can't find it.
I think his profile
Carer straight at right back.
Yeah, Carer for me will be the right back because I think his range of passing and his attacking sense, some of the crosses in this season already have been superb, and Scamacca will be able to feed off of that when he comes back. But I will just say, like Daya, I can see that you're saying, that we're being, it's negative football, negative this, negative that. Look how negative you're being yourself. Is it not boring and just a bit obsessive that you're constantly being negative? Even when we're winning games and when we're actually finishing in the top half of the table, you still have something bad to say. Why can't you just see it as a blip and something that we can move past? And if it doesn't, in a couple of months, we can sort it out then. It's just...
I can't wait for that as well. I can't wait for in a couple months.
Can I just ask you this? I want to ask all you this, because I want to try and calm this down before we wrap. Yeah. But there does feel though, Tom. Tom. Right? It does feel like there is a bit of favouritism at West Ham in certain players. But we have to be honest here. Thomas Souček hasn't been great. Yeah,
we've all agreed that.
Yeah, we've all agreed that. Kufal has been fucking shocking in certain games, right? He has one good half, one bad half. Bowen is another one.
Go on, you repeat your question.
Right.
And Real Talk, guy, repeat what you said.
Right. There's to me, I feel there's favouritism there, and certain individuals should be getting on the pitch before others. That's the way I look at it. Do you feel that, Tom, that there's favouritism at West Ham?
Yes.
There's favoritism everywhere.
I do.
Exactly.
Yes. And
favoritism every club.
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's what, some managers will live and they'll die by the sword. Unfortunately, that's just just how it is. But I think it's difficult for Moyes because he wants to keep some game changers on the bench, and we've actually seen the players that have been on the bench, especially this season, that have come on and made a difference in those games. He needs to keep some of them back. It's a hard job mixing and matching. That's why we're fans, and he's sat in the hot seat. And there, after Forest Moyes said teams has worked us out, what has he changed? I thought you actually saw a positive reaction against Spurs, and you saw a positive reaction against Chelsea. Chelsea the other day went completely against us, and there's nothing that we could have done to account for that. But actually, there was a reaction against Spurs, and there was a reaction against Chelsea. Whether you like to see it or not, there was. For the life of me, I don't understand. Fair enough. It is a blip, right? We haven't won 2 in 14, as people keep wanting to remind me in the chat. That's fair enough. But at the end of the day, you have to take into account the fact of what he's done over the last couple of years, and you have to think we have some world-class quality players in this squad that have enough to turn it around. We've signed young attacking talent and everything. Just give it a couple of weeks.
I think this whole thing is honestly ridiculous.
I've got a good example, by the way.
Eastside Views, are you in the room sucking Daya off? Because you two are just typing the exact same thing.
When it comes to this favouritism thing...
no, Alfie, don't go there, mate. Because the favouritism thing... Lucas said it. There's favouritism at every club. But when there's favouritism and we're losing because of the favouritism, that's a different thing.
Right. Who cares?
There's
favouritism
everywhere. I care because we're losing fucking games because Bowen's starting on the right wing.
Right. Let me give you an example. Trent Alexander-Arnold has been terrible this season. If you were the Liverpool manager and you came in tomorrow, I know for an absolute fact you'd all start him in the next game.
Yeah.
But he has been rubbish. If you're going off this favouritism thing, he shouldn't be starting.
Okay. If they had another good right back, if they had another good right back in the wing, 100%, he'd be getting dropped. We do have a different player for Bowen. We've got Coolney, who's looking fresh. 2, Trent Alexander-Arnold has been one of, if not the best right backs in the world for the last 3 or 4 years now. Yeah. Bowen's been great for like 10 months now.
Yeah, but
we're different levels to that. It's the same with De Bruyne. When he went for that bad period, you persist with De Bruyne because he still performs. Yeah. He still performed for like 5 years prior and still smashes it at international level.
Yeah, but you can't say that, Alfie. We're West Ham.
I can say that
because we are West Ham. We can't have
fucking... We've got Corner on the bench.
Alfie, right? Because we're West Ham, we can't have passengers, bro.
Do that again,
Liverpool can have passengers. I agree with Mitchell 1,000% on this one. There is favouritism there.
There's favouritism everywhere.
It is, mate. Because so tell me then, right? Just Bowen, if he starts against Newcastle, he plays shit. Are you going to say the same thing?
Look, Fever, you're missing my point. I've said the whole show. Does he deserve to start against Newcastle? No. But is this the reason?
At the start of the stream, Alpha, you said he does deserve to start.
I said I would start Bowen. I said I would start Bowen. I didn't say he deserves it. I said I would.
Right.
But is it a reason for people to go, oh, and I'm not saying you two have, I'm saying the chat, people I've read on Twitter, is it a reason for people to go, oh, Moyes has favourites, let's get him out? No.
Sorry, but this is the delusion. Can I just say, this is the delusion. This is the delusion that we're currently dealing with. No new signing has shined. What a load of rubbish that is, because at least Kehrer has shone in a few weeks of the season.
Kehrer's been fucking brilliant for us.
Exactly.
I think Emerson looked good.
Exactly. I thought he looked brilliant at times the other day.
Please keep the comments up, because I want to...
These are the kinds of people that are having a go and trying to dig Moyes out. It's so easy to sit behind a screen and do that. Vlasic didn't shine. He's moved on, changed to a different topic. Honestly,
they're stupid.
I was right about Vlasic. I'm just going to say that.
He's gone. It's not part of the conversation anymore. Can I just say one thing quickly? Just one thing today, and then I will shut up. I'd be more inclined to listen to somebody that can keep a business alive for more than 2 weeks than listen to you talk about football, because your opinions are absolutely rubbish.
Right. Listen, I'm not going to start being personal to all people. I don't want people being personal to everyone in the chat. What I'm trying to say to you is, right, and Mitchell just brings up a valid point. Emerson, yesterday, played well, in my opinion. If Cresswell is fit and Cresswell comes in and starts over Emerson, that to me is wrong. That is favouritism.
I agree.
No.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
Why
agree with that.
why is it
when
wrong,
Emerson
Alfie?
has got the ability to prove himself more and improve, he's
Hang
younger.
on.
Cresswell hasn't anymore because he's getting older. He's shown that he can be a massive liability. We've not seen that from
Yeah.
Emerson. Emerson needs a chance. You can't just bring Cresswell back in, Alfie. Come on, mate. Fuck me.
You're going
That
over
is
the
so.
top
That is
again.
so. That is loads of bollocks, mate. Our two last games where we've looked the best so far this season. Emerson's been starting in both of them.
No, it isn't.
All right, this game. All right, Chelsea.
It's all hypothetical. It's all
and Villa, we
hypothetical.
still won in the end.
But let's be honest. Let's not act like Emerson's been the best left back in the world. Cresswell's been highly disrespected this season. Cresswell still created more in every match than Emerson created yesterday.
Oh my
and
God,
in the first
that's because he does his stupid, shitty, fucking deep crosses, mate. To no one.
I think you're
I'm
trying
happy
to
with
fucking
either
troll us,
side.
Westhamonline.
I'm
I really
happy
do. I don't know what you're saying.
Alfie, how
Because-
can you say
I
you
talk
should
sense.
start
you're
Cresswell
doing-
I talk
ahead
sense.
of Emerson?
These people don't.
I'm
I actually
here.
talk sense. These people are clueless. They're so
But what-
reactionary. They're
Right.
absolutely the most reactionary
Yes,
people.
these
I've ever
people
seen.
aren't, but Alfie, you saying Cresswell should be starting if he's fit next week against Newcastle
Right.
Newcastle over Emerson.
No, I didn't say that.
That's-
I'd be happy with either or. I'll be happy with either
No,
or.
you've just gone into a rant, Alfie.
Wait, what? No, you just went into a rant about that.
I'd start Cresswell, yes.
Right.
I'm not even going to ask why. Because it's no point. You know what? Whatever.
Fuck it. Fair enough. So I mean,
You save some of this at just abuse for Among Us because it will be tasty now.
yeah, it will be.
Fuck
Listen,
me.
I'm going to wrap it up there. It's been an hour and 51 minutes. I said I'll do an hour. I'll get all these people.
Moyes in.
Look,
Moyes
boys,
in,
I love you all. I
Moyes
do love
in,
you all. I'm not
our
no
fan base
animosity.
out.
It's all
Alfie's
passionate.
trolling, mate. I don't care. Alfie's trolling tonight.
No, James, one more thing. Moyes in. Our fan base has the IQ of a toaster.
At least we can all agree that Moyes deserves a lot more time.
And
he
you
shouldn't
are
be
that
sacked.
toaster, Alfie.
And he
You
has a
fucking
great
toaster, aren't you,
smile.
Fred?
Great
These
smile and
people don't
accent.
have half the brain I do when it comes to football. I'm not even joking. I cannot be bothered with half of them. I look at their texts. They can't even spell. I'm tired of it.
Well, there's no need to knock people who are dyslexic. Do you know what I mean? But it's fine.
Can I just
You know
say,
what I'm saying?
They aren't dyslexic.
I haven't actually come across a younger fan that wants Moyes out. Is it just me that thinks that it's a lot of the older fan base that wants him gone?
Agreed.
I think what it is, Tom, I just want to say this.
It's a genuine question because it genuinely seems like a lot of the older fans want Moyes out. I've seen Jazz in his bullshit the last few days about wanting him out. Day is now saying that he wants him out. It's a common thing with older people that they want him gone.
You can't say that
But I
with
think
all
what
older
it
people.
Which is mad
What
because they
about-
were alive for the days of Ron Greenwood and having long managers for 15, 20
It
years.
is true. It's a good point. It is a good point. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. There's some older people who talk sense, but a few of them are outdated when it comes to football.
Yeah,
And
but
it shows in
I
their
think
opinion.
I think you're being a bit disrespectful there to people who have like because you're a young fan. Like, why does your opinion mean more than
It
an
don't
older
matter more. It don't
older
matter more.
fan's opinion?
I'm
Well
saying
then, so
it don't. No,
I think
you're
the thing is, though,
you're missing
James,
the point.
they're just stating that they are noticing that the older fans are the ones that are saying Moyes should
But the
go
problem
out.
is with the older fan's looking at that and going, we haven't played well in 6 games. Really, let's be honest. Like, we've lost most of
They're
the
not
games.
listening to everything else we're saying. They're listening to what
I
Tom's
bet you
saying.
Hold
and
on.
Alfie's saying.
Hold on, let me finish. Against Villa, we was fucking lucky to win that game. Let's remember that we was lucky to win that game.
We was.
Yeah,
That's a very fair
and we
point.
haven't played well this season. So I can understand the older fans looking at it and going,
I'll tell you
"Fuck
what
me,
it
what
is.
is going on?"
Before the season, I wouldn't have been happy with our performances this season even against Chelsea. We played all right, but before the season, with the squad and players we signed, I would have still wanted us to go up, especially with how poor Chelsea have been recently as well. I still would have wanted us to do a bit better.
The last thing I want to say, and then I will shut up so you can wrap it up. The people in here, right, that are of a certain age, right? Why or what did you do See, look there, Alfie at 17 thinks he knows how to manage. You at 60
I'm
or
not
whatever
even
think you know how to
17,
manage
mate.
as well. It's
I'm not
what did
17,
you
lad.
do?
Right,
What
can
did
you stop getting triggered by the fucking chat and land your point, bro?
What did you do in the days of Ron Greenwood or John Lyle? If they lost a few games, what did you do? You waited for a little bit. All right, you don't just
you sack him immediately.
I just don't understand. Listen, I respect your opinion. I respect your opinion, but the only thing that some people have to come back to constantly is Vlasic and it's just not good enough, and that's it. You can't try and make them look at a different way. They're just set in their ways and say,
"I'm not 29, Jay. I'm not 29, Jay. I just want to say that I'm pretty cool with the old thing. Listen, I'm going to make this quite clear right now. Yeah, I don't want Moyes to go. Right? I think what Moyes has done over the last few years has been absolutely amazing. But this favouritism thing has got to stop. Has to stop. Sorry. Right? We're a big club. Big players need to be dropped if they're not performing. Right? And it's as simple as that. Right? There should be no favouritism at any club. Right? If you perform and you're performing, you're in. If we're winning games, you're in. And some of these players are blagging it really and getting a starting spot, in my opinion. So that's just me. Listen, lads. It's been a pleasure. Do you know what I mean? We love a good old debate on this channel.
This is the last. I'm sorry, Charlie. I'm about to do it again. The last thing I say. Right. Third time. Sack John Lyle immediately. Oh dear. I didn't say sack him immediately.
Oh,
what I'm trying to get across is
Tom,
that
don't even honestly, Tom, they're not even worth talking to, mate.
Get your headphones.
I said it.
Jesus.
I mean, good God, some people better not stay in that fucking era.
One last thing. Let's not
forget. It's been a lot easier
Dale.
for you. You could have all just sat down and not had to worry about shit like this.
Dale, let's not forget. You can say that, Dale, what you said to me, but let's not forget last season we were about 7 or 8 games in and you done a show, Moyes out. We then went on to beat Lyon, Sevilla. Dare I say more?
Right.
Well,
but the next 3 games, he's got to perform Westhamonline.
I agree with that, yeah. I agree with that.
He has to perform. I'm sorry, but the next 3 games for me is like big. Now, this is like if you can't perform against Newcastle, Everton, and fucking Wolves, then who can we perform against?
I agree.
Let's be honest.
I do agree.
Listen, I apologise for getting personal, but if you actually want to go back and check the chat, certain people were saying stuff to me, and all I did was respond to that. All right,
that is perfectly fine, mate.
If you want to have a genuine debate about it, I don't mind. But telling me I need to go and look at trains is just, I mean, okay, I don't. Again, it's a very old person thing to say. Go look at trains.
Mate, I want to go fucking bed, mate. I want to speak to my missus. My missus is going to beat the shit out of me, mate.
Your missus has been doing a great job as a moderator.
Your missus is loving it. She's actually enjoying it.
My missus is like going to beat me up, mate. Trust me.
James, your missus is sitting there fucking kicking her feet up like that. Loving it.
Right. I'm wrapping it up there. Listen, I want to appreciate everyone who's come on tonight, including Westhamonline. I mean, these toasters and all this fucking shit. Listen, it's
now Holly's getting pissed off here.
I know. It's Game of Opinions,
Sorry,
and this is a show full of opinions, and it is what it is. Do you know what I'm saying? We will see what happens. But one thing I will say, and we'll say this before I go, and I do mean what I say on this, is that the next 3 games are fucking key to where our season's headed, and I don't want the next 3 games to affect our conference. Do you know what I mean? I want us to be good in the Prem, and then we can go for the conference, because it could be that we could jeopardise the conference for the fucking league, and I just don't want that. I really don't. Do you know what I'm saying? So I really do hope that we can sort ourselves out. Please do subscribe to the video. Please do like the video. Also, it goes a long way. It really helps us out. And can West Ham get a win next week? We will find out. Love you all. Peace. Bye.
There it is. I've never found a love like this.